Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready, nerds?
Yeah, I kept it.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't know.
You like that one?
I got it.
You don't like that?
I'm with
Hey.
it.
I think I've heard that before somewhere, but
No, that's original, man. Like that's fine. Anyway, welcome back to the show. We're your hosts. I'm your boy Snake.
Hammer.
Mingo-Dee in the house.
Yeah.
Yoshi.
All right. Well, we actually got a special show today. We actually have a good friend of mine. We're going to have a special guest in the house. We're going to interview him and then have a good show.
Yes, sir.
So we have I'm going to go ahead and bring him in on the show with us. And introduce him.
Hear it, so
Do what?
I said I do a drum roll, but you can't hear it. So
Go ahead. Everybody do it. Can you do that?
I don't have anything to drum on. I don't have anything right here.
Was that a good drum roll? I can't push the invite though, doing it at the same time. So
I'll just do the jazz fingers.
Spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers.
Let's do snaps.
Yeah, there you go. Snap.
Actually drink.
All right, I'm gonna bring him in.
Oh, I like to just
Welcome to Fox to the show.
just
He's
Fox.
should be connecting.
It's connecting audio. Oh,
Maybe. We got some audio.
Yeah, I can hear y'all now.
Oh,
hey,
Hey.
audio, and there's a word.
the
Fox.
video.
Nice.
We get some video.
We're gonna get video, maybe.
He's hiding.
Maybe.
He's playing hide and seek with us. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, there's something starting. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I was all talking, but I didn't see a video. I was like, oh, there's the video.
Fox in the house.
Hey, let it be known. I'm gonna say it. First ever guest on the show, Mr. Michael Fox. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm
Fantastic to be here.
This is
Well,
is
no.
current. It is in the
Michael
world.
Just gotta say,
This guy.
first subscriber.
He was our
First subscriber.
subscriber to the show. So
First
only right to
guest.
have him as the first guest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go ahead and start asking the questions since I'm more closer to him and I know more.
So
Okay, cool. We're gonna kick off questions.
since
So
we
is this a
bombarded-
drawing right now? Like what we're seeing, is this like an active drawing? Am I like right now? You draw yourself right now on video for us to see right now? Is this what this is?
No,
I expect that question. Usually.
no.
No, probably not.
Anyway,
Absolutely not. So we don't bombard him. I mean, we can give a little, give a little background that way people understand. Michael here. Wow.
I did try to do a Harley Quinn for Tyler today. Try to do some airbrushing. Kind of botched it.
Hey man, it's art. It's sometimes you gotta try.
I totally botched it.
Oh, man, it looks
how
good.
is that botched? That looks
You can look at it, like totally ripped off a lot of the paper when I was trying to take off the masking, but it's all right. It's the first time I'm trying to do that.
It still looked amazing.
In case all y'all didn't know, Michael is an artist.
Michael actually had his own show, his own channel. It's the Art of Fox. Go.
Yeah. We do a lot of stuff over there. A lot of people will request things and commission stuff like that. Right now I'm working on a couple of comics. One of my buddies from New York just shot me a script. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Man, that is awesome.
I guess since they're in quarantine up there, like complete quarantine,
Yeah.
he's just shooting out scripts.
So tell us a little bit about how did you what got you started into art? Like how long have you been drawing? Like
We used to draw all the time back in high school when we were bored. You know, instead of doing math problems, we're drawing and doodling and stuff like that. But nothing really serious. And then, man, really, I don't know. Just started doodling stuff like that. And then my wife got me a Wacom tablet.
Mhm.
I started using that. And then Tyler told me to start. Well, actually, Day gave me the Day stare and told me to start doing conventions and stuff.
I know this stare.
So, oh yes, anybody that
Yeah.
knows Daisha knows the stare.
Day is
Like
Tyler's
you-
wife, by the way.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, I just have to do this. I can't have that stare at me anymore.
Yeah, I saw I think it was basically whenever we first saw his drawings, I'm like, bro, you need to do this. You need to set up a booth. Like, how many cons have you done so far? Like, Comic Cons?
I think we've done 4. We were supposed to the Permanent Base in Comic Con was gonna be our 5th, but that canceled. Like everything, that was a really sad thing. Everything was set up, everything was ready, and then the people holding the convention called us and canceled because of the coronavirus.
Is that the one? Is that the one that canceled like the night before? Like everybody went to.
No, it was the day of.
Oh, the
like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
day
that's
of,
right.
like, because you had the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the con. And Friday was like for the VIPs. It was gonna be from like 5 to 10. We went there that afternoon, set everything up, met people. Everything was great. We went and grabbed some drinks and stuff, and then we got the phone call. Hey, we're coming to your table. We need to break down your table. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So we got up there and
The table,
yes.
everything.
So
I
yeah,
don't
we had everything set up. I think it was around 3 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock when we shut down, like an hour before the convention was actually going to start.
Yeah.
Man,
There's another guy that was gonna do that same con. He was telling me that they got shut down like the day of. He was upset, man. He was
Yeah, and I know Chris. Shout out to Chris Laytosh. I mean, he does really good with these conventions, and I know that he was holding out. He wasn't going to shut it down, but then when the governor put out his governor mandate,
yeah,
of course,
Nothing
of
you
course,
can
he
do
went
about
by
it.
that.
point. Yeah.
So
But he's already bounced back. I think he emailed us and said that the new paper, the Permanent Basic Comic Con, is going to be in September.
Sweet.
I think. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
it'll bounce back. Same center and everything, so it'll be good.
speaking of Fan Expo up here is supposed to be in June.
June.
Oh, they did put a date finally.
It's still kind of tentative right now, so it's supposed to be June. Hopefully it'll actually go through. They sent out a questionnaire to me, what would you want? Like, would you want social distancing? Would you pay for a photo op even if you had to stand 6 feet away from the person? Different stuff like that.
Well, that can prevent you from being sexually assaulted by individuals. So
Speaking of,
yeah,
since you brought it up,
yeah. So that's actually a funny story. Like a couple years ago.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. A couple years ago, we went to the permanent. Was it last year with the Dallas Fan Expo or the year before?
I think
I think it was like
Year before.
I think it was like 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
Jason Momoa was there. I didn't really know that he was a big practical joker. My wife, Day, and Tyler, they all knew. Well, I had a photo op with him, and while we're at the photo op, we're standing side by side next to each other. I put my arm around him, and then right before they take the photo, Jason Momoa with his gorilla-sized hands just slaps my ass. I mean, I'm talking about full grip of cheek. And so I jump up like this, and then the photo's taken. Jason Momoa looks all cool like this, and I'm like this. Totally ruined the photo.
The look on his face was like,
Oh man. Classic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
it was amazing. I laughed so hard.
That is-
So, Michael, what does it take whenever you get to set up for the cons and stuff? Like, what is that process? What do they make you do?
When you set up,
Yeah, like
when we go
How do
to
you
set
get in?
up, so you first, like, either they'll reach out to you or you reach out to them to see if you're going to go to the convention or not. I've had a couple conventions reach out to me and ask me if I want to participate, and then I myself have reached out to other conventions. Anyways, once you get the table and everything like that, they'll email you a setup date and times. So you go in there. When you walk in, tell them your name. They have a map of where you're going to be at. They give you your pass and everything. And then you go and you set up your table. Amanda always helps me to set up. It's an 8-foot table. I have a tablecloth that converts from 8 foot to 6 foot, depending on the size of the table. And then once we set everything up, then the convention doesn't. We usually set up a few hours actually before the convention actually starts. Sometimes the day before, because I mean they're really good about security and no one's gonna mess with your stuff. And the really cool thing about conventions is that like it's real intimidating when you first come in there, because you'll see like all kinds of people with awesome artwork, awesome stuff, and then you're just like, man, I'm limited. But then those guys are super nice, and everybody starts talking to you. Then you make a lot of contacts, and then those people end up passing your name out to other people, and then other conventions start reaching out to you, and you're like, who is these people from New York reaching out to me? Like, oh, I'm friends with such and such. I met him at this convention, who met you at this convention. It's like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like you all start integrating and
your artwork.
networking.
I'm pretty sure that they'll be reaching out to you. You're freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How
I appreciate
long does
that.
it take you to do a piece? Like,
Man, like a digital artwork, anywhere from like, I'd say 3 to 6 hours, depending on the complexity of the piece. And then traditional, like traditional is a lot more. Like that Harley Quinn I did for you, that was traditional. Like this, I penciled this, sketched this, and then you use Copic markers on it. And that, I think just the sketching and inking took me a little over an hour, about an hour and a half, and then like another 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out how to airbrush, which is not as easy as it looks on YouTube. But
well,
hey Fox, have you ever made anything original artwork, anything that's your own, not
yeah. Like I started a comic called My Deadly Love. I think I have it somewhere here, but that's all mine, all original. So let me see if I can pull these up. I don't know if you can share stuff on Zoom.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I've never used Zoom before, so.
Are you using it on your phone or your tablet?
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Mingo, you use your phone, right? Is there a screen option?
Not from
on mine. I have a screen share.
Oh, because you're hosting the party, so you can do a screen share?
Well, I mean, everybody should.
From the PC has a screen share.
Yeah, I think the PC does, not the phone.
I thought phones had them too.
I wonder if I can join y'all from my iPad and show you that. But yeah, like I'm getting my comics about done. We were gonna have it done and printed out and everything for the Fan Expo or for the Permian Basin, but both of those canceled. So
yeah.
So
what would you say your style of drawing is like? Is it more of like a like noir comic, or more of like a new school Japanese, or like Rick and Morty type?
No, I mean it's more traditional comic art. I mean, a lot of my stuff before was leaning more towards like the Japanese anime style. And I try to get away from that, but that's just a terrible habit to break, because I grew up like watching Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff, and that's the easiest stuff to draw. Yeah. Like the easiest stuff. I mean, everybody doodled Goku in high school. If you didn't, you're lying. everybody doodled Goku. So I mean, that's just that was like the hardest one to break. Was trying to, and it's mainly just the facial features.
Yeah, you can't really see it very well, but.
That's pretty dope. I like it.
Yeah, that's gonna be my comic, man. If you go to my Instagram, you can check out all that stuff.
What's your Instagram?
It's Art of MJFOX. Check that out.
And
I'll put a link in the description of the video.
Put that down there in the description.
Ready? What question you got?
I guess if I were to ask like when you sit down, you know, you got your mind clear. What you want to do is empty palette. You know, everything's clean. Like what is the process going in? Like, do you read a script first, or you just kind of like you have like a
As
thought
far
process?
as far as what? Like if you're wanting
Like,
to do like a comic,
yeah, like
or if
if
you're wanting to just draw something.
if you want to draw a comic and just you're just gonna sit down and do it, would you read the script first, or would you just kind of like get maybe a rundown of what the character's supposed to be like and just kind of take
Yeah.
off with draw a few versions? Or
Scripts are the best. Like if you're gonna do a script, it makes it way easier to do anything. Look, I'm trying to connect to my iPad so I can show this to you.
yeah, because I like I was just looking at your cover for your
There you go.
there it is.
There you go.
Yeah,
So like here is my Daily Love comic, man.
Oh man, that's
And
awesome.
see, this is all me. This first comic is called My Daily Love. It's called Love at First Sight. So basically, this guy here, Damon, he's in a terrible car accident, and he ends up pretty much almost dying. And Debria, she's the angel of death. She comes to him while he's on his deathbed, and of course, you can see she's very seductive or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to die? Go ahead, big boy. Right? You know.
But see, like you'll see later on, he doesn't realize that she's actually like she leaves here, and this right here is the next day, of course, and he's asking the nurse about her, and they have no idea what he's talking about. But then she comes back when the other person's about to die in the next room. It's pretty legit. I mean, I like it.
Can you go back to that?
Of course, I'm pretty.
Right here.
See, I'm gonna need
I
you.
like how you did the.
I know exactly why you wanted to come to this page.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
I want to know about the what inspires you to do the red bubbling for her. Like, is that specifically to let the viewers know that she's dead, or
well, you see,
like, what kind of choice is that?
One of my buddies, Joey, he's got a comic called Trouble's Back comic. It's a really good comic. I think you should check it out. But he helped me out a lot on the different lettering. Like I talked to him about the different kind of lettering, caption art, and stuff like that. And both him and my buddy Caleb Mendes told me to make her text different than like his, for example. You know,
it shows like an evil kind of demonic.
Yeah. And see this right here. This was going to be a short comic of her also. I started doing it yesterday because I was bored. I was going to be with coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
That is nuts.
You know, it kind of, I don't know, like it's kind of reminding me a little kind of like Big Head. Have y'all seen that?
Yes.
That cartoon?
Yes.
Like as far as you got the sex monster or the not the sex monster, like what they call the hormone monster.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be one of my webtoons. So one of my buddies just got me into D&D. I used to always make fun of it like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's actually a really cool game. Like it's like a really like cool storyline game. But so I was gonna make a web comic off of that, and these were gonna be my characters.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Like
I like it because it reminds me of something that you could probably watch on like Cartoon Network. Have you ever seen like some of their animation?
And then this is going to be one of my comics on Patreon. So if you sign on to my Patreon, you'll be able to have access to this comic.
Okay. So what's your Patreon?
It's Art of MJFOX also.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll have access to that. And it has different levels to where like depending on what you are on the Patreon, you can like suggest different things. This right here is the character art for my buddy in New York, his script that he sent me.
Yeah, that's good work. That is awesome work.
So question, so right now most of the stories that seem like you're doing more like I don't know if in the anime world they call it slice of life. There's not it's not necessarily like a shonen or or any of that?
Yeah,
Like more.
I don't do a lot of. Well, I mean, I do have some combat. Here's one that I was practicing webtoons. I don't know if you ever seen webtoons, but they're incredibly hard for me to make. But see, at first I pieced it like this, but then I put it together. And once I put it together, it's like this.
Oh, that's awesome. So what are you using? Is it
this right here? No, this right here is on Procreate. I use Procreate and Clip Studio. I mean, I do have Photoshop also, but the only time I ever use Photoshop is to slice.
Nice.
So real quick, while we're looking at your art, because today is Goku Day.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Little show. Go ahead and pull up the Dragon Ball. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got that. I got that.
That's really nice.
Like that right there.
Whoa, is that the new Broly?
I think that was the Broly from the Broly movie.
That's the new Broly.
Yeah,
Wow.
That Broly right there.
But see, this is where like a lot of people and I don't get along. Like I prefer Vegeta over Gogeta. So
yeah, same here. Same here.
Thank you. So I put Vegito in there instead because I just think it would have been more fun to have Vegito in there with Broly.
I think he's so much stronger. I mean, but people can debate that later.
Actually might still happen.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
You have any Ultra Instinct drawings or no?
No, I mean I have like some DC Marvel.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh man.
Awesome. I remember that comic. That's really good. Oh, that's awesome. Spider-Man. Scarlet Spider. Yeah.
You know what?
Spider-Quinn. This guy.
I see anybody from that Spider-Man movie, the animated one that just came out. That's what I say because I try to keep the song out of my head. At the beginning of the movie, the sunflower, it gets stuck in my head every time. It never fails. And my kids like it, so it makes me worse.
That's funny.
You have any questions, Ethan?
Wow.
Yeah. Are you doing this as your professional job right now, or you have another job outside of this?
No, man. This is like just my hobby. I mean, I have a consulting firm, and I also work for an operating company in the oil field. Mm-hmm. And then we also own a gym here in Midland, Odessa. This right here, it's really just a hobby.
Time.
Yeah, it's more like a hobby. Wow. I see this right here is like a little.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that. I like that.
What did you say, Mingo?
So Fox, if this ever took off, where you can make the exact amount you're making from the gym, the oil field, or more, would you consider maybe not the gym per se, cause like you jacked over, like you like really bulky. I'm trying myself, but if would you like leave the oil field and all the other stuff alone and primarily make this your job if you were able to make that much more?
Man, it would always be a dream to do art as a living. I mean, that would be awesome.
Well, is that my hero?
Because
this is my hero. Wow.
Because it's not really like working. I mean, you do this stuff for fun, and like if you're able to make money off of it, then yeah, it's just all kinds of fun.
Okay, you got to go back to some of these because you had the Flash versus Ida, you had Superman versus All Might. Just that in itself.
Yeah, I like that Flash.
Those
put that up and have people vote on who they think will win, and you can draw that, and that's crazy.
The last comic went to with him that he was at. That was a big seller that they had.
Yeah, it was the Plus Ultra Con that we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. That's awesome.
I tell you, I can look at his art all freaking day. Like, I freaking love it. Like, I've got to catch myself sometimes, just be on your art page, just scrolling, trying to work. I'm like, shit, I gotta go.
This is my buddy's comic. I did some like fan art for his comic. This right here, he asked me to do. He uses that as like a cover and a poster.
spoiler alert, that is the exact comic that was sent.
Really?
Wow.
Wait
Yes.
a minute.
Yes.
Small world.
That's what I was
So
Wait a
Ray,
minute.
go ahead and tell us about that, Ray.
I was
Tell
supposed
us
to tell
what's going on.
So this right
you
here, my buddy
mentioned
Joey asked
Joey.
me.
We were kids. I've known him since we
Yeah.
were kids, man.
So,
Yeah, so
so
my buddy Joey asked me to do this for him. That guy's like the villain from his first issue, and he wanted to do them wrestling. So I did that, and of course I put myself as the referee. That
Mike,
was funny.
That is you.
Mike, hold up.
And then when his issue 3 was coming out, I did a lot of fan art for his issue 3, but with my original character. So I did the Bria holding his issue 3.
This is actually pretty crazy because we're actually going to be talking to him pretty soon, actually. Like he sent us a copy of his comics we're gonna read and actually interview him next.
Yeah, so my buddy I was telling you, Caleb, he actually did the cover to this issue 3 comic that Joey put out. And so Caleb actually did that cover art, and then I did my cover art of it.
So I'm gonna ask the question: how long have you been knowing Joey? Because Ray knows Joey, and I'll run in the same circles.
What's really funny is that I didn't really know Joey. I knew Joey because he posted some stuff about his comic, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I did like an old fan art of his comic, and then that's how we started talking. And then what's funny is that what's funny is that one of my best friends, him and Jared Hodgkin were like really good friends.
I know that.
See, yeah, and then Joey gave me the idea for this comic. This one's pretty funny. So like this guy right here, he looks like he's working really hard and all this and this and this, but he's really just fantasizing everything that's going on. It's pretty funny because later on he actually wakes up, he spills coffee on his lap, and he wakes him up. and he's not a hard worker. He's actually really lazy. But see, I'm still working on this. See, this is all the penciling. See, the inking stops there, and then there's the penciling.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
But Joey actually gave me the idea for this one.
Yeah, Joey's good.
How long does it take to do the comics?
To do the comic?
Yeah, like all this. Like, it just seems like it'd take forever.
They actually sometimes do take a while. Like, let me see that one page right there. We can actually see this is up. See, like this right here is 3 hours and 51 minutes.
Just for that page?
Wow.
And that's not including the penciling.
Golly.
Because I did a lot of the penciling on this one in Comic Draw.
Okay. I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna ask, do you draw on paper first and then convert it to your iPad, or?
I used to, but then it just, if you're gonna do comic, you have to be able to upload everything, and it just became a lot easier to do it traditionally. I mean, to do it digitally instead of traditionally.
It makes
sense.
You
use your iPad for everything.
Yeah, I used to use my Wacom, but the iPad's a lot lighter and easier to carry. So
that takes a lot of skill to do using a digital drawing. Mm-hmm. Like,
I heard the Surface Pro is pretty good too.
Such good work. Yeah, it kind of lets you know. Because Tyler knows. Tyler, Tyler used to live here. Just kind of let you know how small Odessa is. It's just prime example right there. Because, I've known Joey, golly, man, since we used to, like the Boys and Girls Club, we used to play basketball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a long time. And
go way back. Really like
back in the gap.
It's kind of crazy because he reached out and right around the same time that Tyler told me about you coming on and doing this, and I was like, man, it's crazy. And then you guys know each other, and it's just kind of a weird. It's small town. That's all it is.
Yeah, I like how you say small town. Where I come from, it's a small
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, we don't. We're bigger than where Mr. Yoshi down here eating.
Oh, this is a time lapse replay. That's awesome. So we get to see how. Wow.
So Mike, well,
That's cool.
for people that are wanting to get into doing the drawing, like, what do you have any? Would you have any advice of what to do or how to do it? Go about doing it.
There's no real easy way, man. I watch a lot of YouTube tutorials, honestly, but then I draw every single day though too. I'm like, even my wallet's a sketch pad.
That's
I mean,
So in other words,
Yeah.
they have to have the passion for it first. They have to have the passion. To
well,
want to draw.
that's a given. I mean, you're gonna have to want to do it.
Yeah,
There's
I like to draw, but I can't just draw. Like, I'm more of a human copy machine. Like, I can look at something and and draw it, and I can make it smaller or bigger, but I can't just off freehand anything. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
That's a good question. Well, it's a question in my head, but Tyler made me think of it. Well, so when did you know that you were able to draw freehand your first time? And like, you know what? I'm going to create this random person thing in my head because, like you said, everyone started out copying like Goku or Batman or whatever. But when did you know it's like, oh, this guy in my head, I'm going to just draw him on paper because it's in my head. When did you know?
A lot of them you don't even like make up drawing in your head. Like these right here, I probably sketched out something like 6 or 7 times before we actually landed on the character.
Gotcha. So it's like a trial and error thing, and then you just have a base of something. Okay. Yeah, because I've saw like artists before that like do, the ones who do when you hear about them doing like Jack Kirby or whatever, they talk about Marvel and DC or whatnot. They talk about how they would look at each other's different artwork and they would kind of go off, oh, I like his Batman art, so I'm a sketch based off his Batman art, and then eventually they create their own. So that's interesting.
so what comes first? Do you create the character in your mind, then make the look for him, or do you come up with the look and then give it characteristics?
Characteristics as far as like what he's gonna wear and stuff?
Well, what they're gonna wear and look like.
No, like when I'm making my characters, like when I was making these ones up, I wanted this guy to be like a regular guy, not real big.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just figured I'd give him like a sweatshirt and stuff. With Debria, I wanted her to be like seductive looking,
mm-hmm.
So that was what I started with. But other people, like if I'm going to do work for them, they'll give me kind of like characteristics of what they're going to go off of. Like they'll tell me like they kind of want him to look like a jerk, different color shirt, what he's going to look like,
So if you make something for somebody, what's the best way to get a hold of you to have you draw something for them?
Then the best way to get a hold of me is through Instagram. Like I get those messages fairly quick, and I respond to those ones really quick.
Cool.
So yeah, Instagram more than anything.
I'll put a link to your Instagram and Facebook in the. Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Pretty much what he's saying is that he's gonna make a Get Nerdy with Me comic book about us. So totally, thank you so much, Fox. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that would actually be awesome. Really funny. Domingo coming in with the hammer.
Yeah.
I mean,
and have the hammer doing his Barry White voice.
You might not be able to find Domingo on the
Hey, I'm right here. I'll be right here. I'll be
Leprechaun
running. I'll be there. Hey.
Why you always make for that man's height? That's so cool.
Every
I'm
page,
tall and
every page of Domingo will be loading.
That's messed up.
that That was just a few times on the show. We never talked about
That's
it
good. That's good.
a few times
With
on
the
the
little
show.
that was easy button in my hand.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
I hope you never find an easy button.
Oh, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get it.
Oh, I used to
Uh,
know somebody had one. It's annoying.
do y'all have any?
Oh,
Do you have any other questions for Mike?
yeah, I actually do. It's not that many. You know how like people they get signed on to like DC or Marvel. What about for like you, Joey, and others who are independent? What do they have to do to, or is the aim to try to get to a bigger industry that's the comic book industry, or to try to create your own, be your own indie and create your own like I guess team or whatnot? I don't know.
Well, see, like indie, as far as I know, is like really taking off. Like that's like the main thing to be at. That's why it's really hurtful that the convention shut down, because that's like the biggest platform for people to push their independent comics.
Yeah.
As far as like Marvel and DC, like I mean, it sounds all well and cool and everything, but I wouldn't really want to be on those platforms. I would want to go through someone that lets you keep the rights to your comic, like maybe like Image or somebody. Yeah.
And your probably your freedom too, because they probably want you to structure it a certain way, and you probably lose a lot of your freedom as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of publishers have a lot of different rules, anyways. So, like, if you submitted your first issue to like Image or something like that, they'd want to see your entire layout of your comic from the beginning to the end, how many issues it's going to be.
Gotcha.
You know, before they even consider publishing you. But getting published would be really cool. But there is a big community out there of people that support each other as far as independent comics.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
Along with that question, where do you want to take it personally?
Personally, man, I would like to get published. Would be great, but really, I just want to. My next step is to try to print out My Deadly Love and get those things, and I want to push those at Comic Cons and different conventions, and then once that name gets out, then start going in with a whole series on that side. Because it'd be really cool if you already have a big fan base built up on that comic series.
Right.
So then when you do get picked up by a publisher, you already have a fan base. So it'd be really easy for a publisher to pick you up.
So for future note, all of this started here first.
Yeah.
Right here. Get nerdy.
I mean, it really did. I mean, I never considered doing conventions until Tyler and Dave forced me to.
The day stare. I don't know what it looks like right now.
I'm telling you, day stare would do things to you, man. It's like it's weird, man. It'll freak you out.
Well, Mike, do you have time to stick around with the rest of the show?
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's hang out.
Cool.
Awesome.
We'll go ahead and let Domingo go again, you know.
Yeah.
What you got?
All right. Nerdy folks.
Oh, I thought you froze, man. That was good.
I froze. Gotcha. See?
That was good. I thought you froze.
All right. So what we have today in the What to Watch entertainment category, first off, I have a show called Upload. So my question to you guys is, okay, so you're getting ready to die, and you get a choice. You can either go to the regular operating room, possibly, maybe make it or die and, go to the great beyond, or you can get uploaded and go to your virtual so-called heaven, or whatever they have that's your virtual world where you will stay there in infinity with other people or whatnot. So what would you guys choose? Let me ask that first.
So wait, you die and then they upload you, or you are still alive when they upload you?
You're dying, and it's like terminal. It's like you're in the next 5-10 minutes. You're about to die. There's no way.
It's a Black Mirror.
Yeah, but it's a Amazon Prime show called Upload. It stars the guy Robbie ML. It's a little bit of a comedy, but it's based off that notion.
Oh, I saw it. Yes, okay. Yeah, I saw the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm asking that because the show, so far I've seen a couple episodes of the show and I'm gonna continue to watch it. It's really good, and that's pretty much the basis. The basis is if you have that choice, cause it's a futuristic world where cars drive themselves. People have all this technology. You can interact with augmented reality and virtual reality in many ways. And one of the things is that when you're getting ready to die, when you're on terminal, on your deathbed, and maybe have maybe 5 minutes, 10 seconds, or whatever, you get to choose where you want to go. Do you want to go be uploaded or just want to regularly die? So, and it's a lot more in that world beyond that. They have people that are in the virtual world, just like people who are your IT people who talk to you and make sure that you have everything you need in that virtual world. It's amazing. Go watch the show. It's really good. And you guys think on that because it may happen one day in the future. Ray, you might be just sitting up there looking at your wife.
See,
when you were talking about
you know
it,
what? It's interesting that you described the heaven, I guess, that would be that you could choose. You know,
Yeah.
and it would be, you know, like you would live with people that you know or go through memories. It kind of had a thing like that in Supernatural, because I got hooked watching Supernatural, and they described heaven as each person's individual best.
And Supernatural is another one.
So that kind of
Supernatural you don't have to watch.
Well, Supernatural is in the fantasy world of sci-fi. And
I'm sorry, I have
a lot of people
feel
like
some sort of way about Supernatural.
Supernatural's a good show.
Well,
I'm a Smallville fan.
I've never seen Supernatural.
I'm a Smallville fan, and I watched Smallville. And then while watching Smallville, Supernatural came out, and they ended Smallville, but Supernatural kept going.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Kept going.
A lot of the people, that's just the writers. That's just one of them people who's like, oh, we're gonna run it till the wheels fall off. Even if we don't run out of stuff, we're just gonna add stuff. Yeah, Supernatural is great.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the comic. Comic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so go check out Upload and check out Supernatural. You may like it, you may not.
Upload actually sounds cool. Upload sounds cool.
And see, when you were talking about it, I didn't hear you say the upload part. So I thought you were. It sounded like they actually had an episode of Black Mirror, which same basis. Like they would download.
And I love that he's naming shows like that. These shows have been named because that's another one, another nerdy show. What show that you can watch?
Black Mirror yet? That thing is crazy. Like every episode is a new story, so it's freaking crazy.
And you can find Supernatural on any cable thing. You can find it probably on Hulu. You can find Black Mirror on Netflix. Am I saying that correctly? Black Mirror on Netflix.
I've only seen a couple of Black Mirrors, man. Those are wild.
Yeah, they you think you know one way it's going, and then next thing you know, you're going the complete opposite way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and people in the comment section, type which streaming platform that you like or the couple that you want, and put it in the comment section. Tell us. That way we can talk more about the stuff that you watch. But it gotta be nerdy. Can't be nothing like, oh, I watch Friends. No, we don't want Friends. We want nerdy stuff. I mean, Ross is nerdy, but we want nerdy stuff. So give us that. Speaking of more nerdy stuff, did you know that apparently a fan did a lot of research and found out that there's been Easter eggs in the old Star Wars films, especially like Revenge of the Sith, that reveals the whole Palpatine clone thing. This wasn't something they made up. And then other people have went back and checked it, and they say it's a real thing. So you can go check the other movies, and apparently there's Easter eggs and things in there that reveal in the other movies that they were going to eventually tell everybody that Palpatine had clones and stuff. The thing about the last movie is that they totally just did it wrong. It's kind of like, excuse me. It's kind of like they were setting up, whatever. It's kind of like they were setting up for a big reveal. Like, let's say Ray's the villain in the movie. I'm setting up a big reveal, and I'm like, and the villain is, and Ray walks in, what's up? I'm like, that guy. And then the movie goes off. It's like, well, that sucks. That's pretty much what Star Wars.
Thank you.
It's pretty much what Star Wars did. So
I feel loved.
So that's what Star Wars did. So they're telling everybody that no, the Palpatine clone wasn't just something they threw that just made up. You know, it's something that was actually they planned. The reveal was bad. So I guess you can go look up the Easter eggs probably on Google
See,
somewhere and
I
find
don't
out.
think Palpatine's reveal was bad at all. I thought Palpatine's reveal was fantastic. I mean, it foreshadows that in Phantom Menace when it zooms up on his face.
See?
You know, talking about this reminds me of me tricking Ray not too long ago. He got so pissed. He got so pissed.
What did you do?
After they released that information, I got on here and talked to Ray on headset, and I told him, I was like, you know, they're coming out, then now that they're making it that Luke Skywalker was a clone. Like, and I just went into this big thing. Like, I was like talking, he's like, what? No.
That's dirty.
If you could have been, if it would have been recorded, yeah, that is comical. I can laugh at it now, bro. If I could turn red, I'm too dark. I can't. If I could turn red, I was so hot. I was like, so basically, they just, you know, I was like, they just took a fat shit on everything that existed before and made Luke Skywalker clone. That's just fucking great. And I went the whole rant. It was great. It was great. And then he was just, I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. I was like, oh,
I bet his face was like straight and everything. He didn't change, none of that. But he was like serious. Man.
I
know what Snake does that.
It was the rant on like an epic proportion. I was so mad because I was just like, you know, why? Why are we fucking this up now? I was
a lot of people give Star Wars a bad rap, man. Just I don't know. The only one I didn't like was the way they did Snoke. I think that ruined it.
Yeah.
Like
they should have made Snoke be Darth Plagueis, and that would have been everything. That would have been everything. Yeah. But like when they zoomed in on Snoke's face, you know, right there when he was dead, I thought he was gonna blink. I thought he was gonna blink and use the midichlorians to bring himself back to life because he was Darth Plagueis the whole time. I was like, yes, but he just died. Like, really?
Yeah,
that just happened.
Then when you look into who he was, like it was just like a random freaking dude. Like,
yeah, it was just a clone that Palpatine made. Like, what?
Yeah.
But
speaking on that, Snake told me something about that. Disney might be planning to revamp or remake or the entire Star Wars thing, like make a shared world that's like how they did with Marvel, but different or better. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're talking.
Well, you know how they've been making all these sub movies. Like they had the Rogue One, which is a really good sub movie, and then they had Solo, which was a sub movie.
It was me.
I want them to do a sub movie of Vader hunting down the Jedi.
Yeah.
Because you go from episode 3 to episode 4 where he becomes Vader and then he's already been Vader, been dominating the universe. Like, there's a huge gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
A
lot of those gaps are explained in the Clone Wars and
but I would like for them to actually do a film of Vader
hunting
down the Last Jedi's. That'd be great. That'd be great.
That would be a good movie.
I mean, look at Rogue One. The best part of Rogue One was when Vader wrecks shop at the end and just kills everybody.
Yeah.
I was like,
and if you haven't played that video game, you should play the video game.
I was just talking to Snake. I was just talking to Snake about that earlier today. The end is fantastic.
Yeah,
I didn't know. He actually told me about the game. I did not know the synapse for the game was that.
Well, you're a survivor. You're a youngling. You're a survivor from when Anakin and Order 66 was wiping out all the younglings and all the Jedi.
Yeah, I didn't know that part. I was like, what? I was like, that's dope. That's a dope story.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. Like I love RPG games, so.
I gotta call bullshit. Like, you really think that Anakin did not kill every one of them?
Well, no. Okay. So you gotta play the game though. If that kid if he was in there with them, then Anakin would have wiped him out.
Right.
Yeah, but he wasn't with all the younglings in the group when Anakin killed all of them.
Oh,
yeah, they talk about that. They talk about that in Rebels too. In Star Wars Rebels, they talk about like people were separated.
So he's just one of the survivors.
Right. He's a youngling during the time that everybody was getting wiped out, but he was with his own master.
Okay.
He wasn't in the little Jedi temple and got slaughtered.
At first, I thought you were talking about
Nah.
one of the younglings in that room. I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah. It's
It's like that didn't happen.
Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? Lights off.
You got
And,
anything?
just one more thing. If
God,
you haven't
today.
back to streaming, if you haven't watched the Harley Quinn show, that show is super hilarious. It's actually out on I think Sci-Fi has it too. Now you can watch the DC Universe streaming, but you can also watch it on Sci-Fi as well. It's super hilarious. I have to give Kaylee Kuko, she did a good job as Harley. She may not be Tara or what's the other lady who did before Starling? No. Starling Arklin, I forgot her name. But the two who did the voice of Harley Quinn, yeah. But Kaylee did a good job, and she's funny. The whole cast is funny. The guy plays the Joker, and Snake leaving. How dare you? How dare you? How dare? No, but it's really good, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So that's all I got for entertainment. Y'all want more? Y'all want to do? Comment. Let me know. Let us know. We will give you more movie entertainment stuff. But speaking of entertainment, I also hear that, a certain, company has just like revealed these things about a new, what is it? Some kind of system series with a X or something. So Ray, what do you know about that, Ray?
So Microsoft did their 2 hour, I think it's like 2.5 hour reveal of gameplay from Xbox One X series or Series X. I forget what they're called. It's a computer. Don't look it up if you haven't seen it. It's a tower. It's a computer.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did lots of reveals. I think the reveal of the night, hands down, and I didn't even see it. Snake had to bring it to my attention, but then I watched it.
Yes.
I'm 100% convinced. The reveal of the entire show for me is GTA 6. Holy crap.
What? GTA 6? What?
Yes. GTA 6.
Oh, you don't know.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that they have a trailer for it. They have a little teaser trailer. And the way that thing looks, they are planning it the way it looks. I could be wrong, but if I'm not wrong, you heard it here. It looks like they're going to go through every place you've ever been in every GTA.
Oh, that would be dope.
You're gonna get San Andreas, Los Santos, of course. Los Santos was the last thing that they threw in there, but you get Liberty, you get it's like Rio, Vice City, like everything is gonna be in this game, and it would make sense because they talked about a couple shows back that they were saying that they were gonna start off with a smaller map as far as online, and then they wanted to kind of add to it in sections, kind of like ESO when they add a whole new part of the map. It's kind of what they want to do with Rockstar and GTA this time.
I shared it onto the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, go to look on the Facebook page and watch this. It is freaking awesome looking. And like I told them, since there's Los Santos, I am pleading. If anybody from Rockstar watches, please at some point, even if it's just a cameo, I need Trevor in this game. Please. Please put him in this game. Trevor's one of the most epic characters ever. He was hilarious last game. Even if it's just 5 minutes of dialogue, man, I'm good. I just need
just a cameo of him walking in.
Just let him walk by. I was like, even if you just walk by, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with it. I just need it. But yeah, that to me looked like, as far as all the reveals, they were all awesome. They replayed Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Which again looks amazing. I mean, every time you look at it, it looks awesome. But GTA was probably the release video of all of them that I'm the most excited about.
I think that they're not. It's coming soon. I think that right now they're projecting like 2022.
Yeah, it's definitely next gen.
Not bad. Definitely make it. Yeah,
it's definitely next gen, and if it's that long out, that means consoles ought to have all the bugs out and.
Oh yeah.
In case that they have out, so it ought to run.
For the love of God, have it. Can we have not a broke game?
Oh, please. Because you know what? GTA works fantastic now.
Like I
How
feel
old is GTA 5? how old is this game? It's like what?
Every game ever that's made, like I feel like in their meeting room, there's one guy that's the broke guy. Like he's the one that they have to be in there. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna break that later. Like,
Dude, it's crazy because, like I said, GTA 5 is what, like 7 years old now, 8, and it's working correctly now with all this extra content they have, and they keep adding crap. And apparently, we're gonna keep adding things to it because there's no GTA until like 2022. So it's either Red Dead 2 or GTA 5.
well, they got Red Dead 2 out, and I wish that they would freaking add some shit. Like
they need to add Mexico. And I'm done with it after that.
Before Mexico, they need to add some content. Like I want to have a ranch. Like I want to have, like
I'm with that.
Like give me some like my own properties around the thing that I can buy a ranch and have like actually have like herding. You know, different missions you can do with herding, or
I can get on board.
Start a posse? Can you start a posse on there?
Yeah, you can start a posse, but it
gets repetitive. It gets repetitive, and you do some of the same things.
All these years they've been working on GTA, and then they have to learn what we like and what we want, but they haven't put it into.
And I need the Rockstar editor in Red Dead. I'm sorry.
Yes, that would be awesome.
It should already happen, but you know, I don't work there. I don't know what the deal is.
I mean, it's definitely they should put all that in there. Yeah.
Yep, it needs to definitely happen, but another thing that has been circulating the internet, and it's another game, Mortal Kombat, and I'm fixing to set Snake off because this is the man that I've been waiting. He's gonna go off.
It's so funny.
So Mortal Kombat has DLC. Story actually looks pretty awesome. It picks up at the end of the regular story in the game after you kill Chronicle, and you know if you, I mean, it's not a spoiler. The game's been long enough, so I'm gonna just say it. At the end of the game, you know, Raiden basically gives over his title as an Elder God to Liu Kang, and Liu Kang is beginning to start to try to redo time from what she was doing.
Of course.
And all of a sudden, in pops 3 characters, and you hear, of all people, Shang Tsung tell Liu Kang to stop because he's fixing to destroy everything. And walking in with him is Fujin, the Wind God, which was one of my other favorite characters from like 4 games ago.
So good.
And the female girl, her name just Shiva. She's walking in. They walk in together, and it tells this whole big story. The thing that set
looks awesome.
Set Snake off,
amazing.
And I'm fixing to say it.
Until this point,
set him off is there's extra characters, and extra character this time is RoboCop, not new RoboCop. Classic RoboCop with the black body. I'm gonna let him have it after this because he's gonna tell you why this is stupid. Look, the defeat.
Freeze, dirtbag.
He had to bait first. He take it. He had to bait first. Listen,
what the fuck is RoboCop gonna do? I'm sorry, like. Out of everybody in Mortal Kombat,
he probably have a laser that come out of here.
No,
and his gun will like shoot out a thingy, and it'll like take off half your energy.
No.
See, the gun shoot
thing,
him.
Nigo, shut up.
Never leave.
No,
I felt like the gun thing was a good guess. I said he was probably going to be like a redress of the character Stryker because he's not in any of the games.
Even that is,
but a good point that he's not mobile enough to do that. He's like slow and robotic. And
well, so far what I read is that they said that he's going to be like a what's that? Those characters that keep you out of distance. Like he's going to have like things like a shield, and he's going to have like a projectile character where he's going to keep you pretty much at a distance and try to keep you far away from the screen.
It's still RoboCop. Like it took him 50 years to get through one police station. Like just walking. Like, doosh, doosh, doosh. Like he don't move fast. Like,
but if anybody can do it, it's NetherRealm Studios.
No, I'm serious. Like,
gotta come on.
Shut up. In Mortal Kombat, like everybody in Mortal Kombat can fuck him up. Like it. I don't see how
this. You just gotta wait,
Mike.
You're gonna love it,
Mike, man. Like,
you're gonna love it.
What do you
Dude,
think?
RoboCop is gonna come and tear them up.
Dude, this is what I said. I was like, you know what? You're
He's
pissed
gonna
off.
be
And he's
know.
gonna be the most OP character on the
he's just like the Terminator. Nobody's complaining about the Terminator.
Well, see, no, the Terminator can actually freaking move. Like,
Dude.
So are they making him all stiff?
they have to. It's RoboCop. Like,
They
Hey,
don't
man,
necessarily have to.
I'm telling you,
You know,
It's
complaining.
old school RoboCop.
yeah, it's not like if it was the new RoboCop, the all black one. I'd be okay. I could deal with that.
Here's
The
the
old
thing.
school, like, you
Here's
can't
the
move.
thing. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh because RoboCop is gonna be the most OP character in the entire
Well,
game.
look,
he's gonna be fast. I'm telling you, he's gonna be fast.
It's like what the hell?
now look, I know they're going to make him relevant, but at the same end of the day, it is bullshit because it is not. It is bullshit because like they're doing it for the game, and I understand it's going, but there is no.
Yeah, it's just Mortal Kombat. You know, it's gonna make no sense.
Yeah,
The storyline of
yeah.
Mortal Kombat makes no sense.
Yeah,
How many times has Liu Kang died and come back?
exactly.
Yep.
It's,
They
I mean,
revamped the
that
timeline
makes
like
no
6 times.
sense.
Exactly.
yeah, like I know that they're going to make it to where he's going to be a viable character to play with. It's just
He's
like
gonna be
Dragon Ball.
partners with Jax, but he's like gonna be related to Kano. It's gonna be.
Yes, he has your arms. You got him at the same place.
It's just like in Dragon Ball when you in the games at least you can get somebody can be fighting with freaking Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Krillin can beat his ass. You know, like it's. I understand that.
Yeah.
They
That's
gotta-
why. That's why I like the one game that I like that actually sticks to like the power scheme is One Punch Man.
Really?
Well, yeah, One Punch Man. When you pick Saitama, he only comes at the
Oh
end.
yeah.
Like you have like 2 minutes until he gets there to fight. But when he gets there, you can punch him all you want. It doesn't do anything. And then he hits you once. You can be full power. You're done.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So like the whole aspect of the game is to be fighting and defeat your enemy before Saitama gets there, or else you're gonna lose.
Well, I mean, it's not inaccurate. I mean,
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's fun because it's actually like the story, like the show.
Yeah.
It's not freaking Omega Shenron getting beat by Pan.
Right.
right. I'm with it. Well,
DC represents everyone.
if anything can be taken from it, at least we'll probably get some good dialogue. The little dialogue before they fight. There's always funny stuff that's said. So maybe,
I hope they make him so OP just so I can beat RoboCop every time and fight Snake.
You see, don't get me wrong. I want to make this clear. I do not hate RoboCop. I want to cosplay as RoboCop. So
it is weird to be in Mortal Kombat. I agree.
Yes, I'm
weird.
just talking about the.
It doesn't make sense.
Fucking move like.
It doesn't make sense. But like I said, the dialogue is probably gonna be good because he's all robotic.
Is putting a freaking 10. You could put 10 Man from Wizard of Oz.
I was just gonna say that they can go way worse.
Yeah, there's lots of characters that could be
way worse characters. They could go worse.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ed Boon here. He could just be like, I want to put this guy in there. Why not?
I think Ed Boon just wakes up and thinks like, what character can I throw in the game this time?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, but that's about all I got, man. I saved that because I knew I was gonna let him have his rant because I knew it was coming. And I owed him that anyway because what he did to me with Star Wars. We talked about that earlier, so there you go. But
do you got anything to
get on over for tech news with Mr. Ethan?
Hey.
So to kind of piggyback off the whole Xbox stuff, Xbox will be releasing a console that is next gen, but is not expensive. It's supposed to be geared more towards people that can't afford the newest, best console. And it's gonna be next gen, but it's gonna be slightly lower on all the specs, and it's gonna have a smaller footprint. So it's gonna be, you got the big tower. It's gonna be like half the size.
Okay.
and it's gonna look kind of like a smaller tower box.
Like the Mingo.
So it's gonna be
No,
kind of like a
no,
a Nintendo Switch Lite.
No,
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, more or less.
no.
Have they put
So-
a? Have they? I know they haven't. I don't think they've revealed how much the new Xbox is gonna be. Have they said how much that one might run?
It's still up in the air. The last known numbers that I saw were for both PlayStation and Xbox, because Xbox hasn't flat out said what they're going to be, but they said it's going
Right.
to be around PlayStation, and PlayStation is assuming right now $599.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? If the way those machines look, if they put those machines out and they put them out for $600, I still say it's a win.
Hey, I can tell you right now,
Yeah,
if you
it's a win.
compare, if you were right this second to compare computer specs versus console specs with this next generation, you easily, to get what you're going to get from that console, would be looking at another $400 on top of whatever the console price is going to be.
Yeah. So you're looking at $1,000 for
Yeah.
a computer, and they're giving it to you for $500-$600.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
To
can
me-
buy the iPhone Pro Max for about $1,000, and it's
$1,100.
this
Yeah.
tiny thing. You can buy the Xbox. I mean,
Yeah, this thing right here, $1,100. Can't believe I had to buy it.
and that's not even talking about payment plans and interest. It's,
Nah, no,
Yep.
don't start. Don't start. Don't do it.
You can buy a
And-
$699 console one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You know, like I said, like to bring it to this point again, man. $599, even if it was $699, still a win. Because it's like I said earlier, it's a damn computer. I don't care. We can call it a console. It's a computer. I don't care. It's
Mhm.
power. It is a damn computer. The PlayStation 5, it may not look like that. It's a computer. It's the same shit. So.
And can't you mod these this time, Ethan? The new one?
Well, you've
Can't
been
you, like,
able to
put
mod everything,
You'll
but
be able to upgrade it.
the assumption is when this console hits that they haven't fully said they're going to, but they've kind of leaned towards like, hey, you're going to buy this, and then at some point we're going to have interchangeable parts, just like a PC. So you'll pull
That's
it apart, you put some new stuff in it, slam it
Yeah,
back
I'm
together,
sold.
you have a new system.
Sold.
Computer. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, it puts it into having to buy super expensive computer parts.
I was gonna say that sounds too good to be true, man. That I don't think Microsoft would let go of their money like that, but it sounds good.
And you're gonna have some people that are gonna refuse even still to buy this because they're just gonna buy a PC. They don't care.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, nah, it ain't a PC.
Some people are just like hardcore, just will refuse console. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Console's
Well,
great.
they want
but-
they want the keyboard and the that whole
Well,
stuff now.
You can't argue keyboard and mouse anymore because Microsoft's already thrown the support on that.
You can
Oh,
put your
well.
keyboard and mouse up to your Xbox, so that's
Mhm.
out. Like current gen, you can do that.
Yep.
Well,
So
there you go.
yeah, that's out.
Yep. Keyboard and mouse support is all up to developers now.
Yep.
They have the capabilities of doing it. It's just if they're going to do it, they have to do it. But there's also another little adapter you can buy that even if your game doesn't support it, you can put this adapter in, plug up your keyboard and mouse to it, and it does an interface where it makes it act like a controller, but you still get, the speed and the ability to type and all that stuff without
That's awesome.
the controller.
Yeah, it's to a point, man. They might as well. They've closed the gap on between console and PC, and it's getting to a point where it's like people need to quit complaining and just kind of deal. It is what it is. You kind of knew it was going to get to this point because
Yeah,
people
everything's
strong with
cross-play.
console, and it's easy to sell a console to a family. Especially if they got kids, they play video games. It's easy to sell that console more so than it is to sell $1,000, $1,500 PC.
Yep.
Like, and kids are drawn to consoles more because it's got a controller and I play the game. It's easier to do it like this, and people will get over it. They'll be all right.
And then like the subscription fees that they have for the Xbox Live and stuff like that, parents will definitely pay for that. They're like, oh, my kids pay. I'll pay 15. I'll pay this. I'll pay that.
You know, it's cheap, man, because you pay like it was like $60 a year, $60 for basically 13 months because mine it gives you that last month and then it renews it. So it's $60 for a whole year to be able to download whatever we want to do. It's kind of like, come on.
Hey, everybody's like gets all pissed off because like they had that whole PlayStation was free, blah 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 blah. Now it's not free. Well, you know why it's not free? It's not free because that $60 as Xbox players that we were paying gave us security from the beginning.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now any security can get hacked. That's just a given. So even if you argue that point, it's still how many times did PlayStation get hacked while it was under free, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, well it's not free no more because you got to pay somebody to give you security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It makes us, like you said, the support, the the customer service is better when you're paying for it because when it was free and that because I was on the PlayStation Network at the time when that happened and when everything went down, the customer service was just like, well, we're working on it, but since it was free, they felt like we got our internal stuff to work on. You guys are just going to be last, but now that you're paying for it, just like with Xbox, it's like since you're paying for it, we have to fix it, otherwise we lose your service. So totally.
And in fact, they charge us $60 now. They've been getting better support, and they finally got rid of those trash servers they had originally, and they're using Microsoft servers for their network. They use the same exact servers now that Microsoft is using for Xbox. And Sony just finally was like, we're tired of trash. We need to upgrade our stuff. That's what they went to.
Everybody was worried about Google, but that's a different thing with Stadia.
It's the same. It's the same security company. They literally probably called, "Hey Microsoft, who do you use?"
Exactly. I mean, and I'm okay with it because if you play PlayStation, like it would be frustrating to me even if I was down. If it's down all the time because there's something wrong with it, just pay the $60. I've been paying $60. I don't care. At least I know I'm not gonna. I have a less chance of getting hacked, and the network's not gonna always be down. So. And matchmaking, ever since I've had an Xbox, matchmaking has always been freaking fantastic. So, and I've seen it on PlayStation, and originally it kind of sucked. It's better now, but it used to kind of suck. So,
what else you got, Ethan?
The last thing I got is what I was going to talk about last week when I wasn't here. Intel released 10th gen CPU. The downside to it is most of it's a rebrand. It's a rebrand of stuff that's already out. Like you'll have I think there's 3 different SKUs for most of them. There's a few that only have 2 different SKUs, meaning you have the 10K, the 10F, 10 whatever. The F series is a rebrand of last gen on any of the processors, so you might as well just buy the previous gen because it's going to be cheaper. And then it's also a new chipset. So if you have an Intel system right now and you want to upgrade, you have to upgrade to a new motherboard as well. So just to go new system, you're looking anywhere from minimal $300-400 all the way up to $1,000 just to upgrade your system. So I mean, it's supposed to have some enhancements. It's got 49 more pins on the chip, and they're saying that there's going to be improvements made. But the general consensus around a lot of the tech tubers and stuff like that is that they're pretty much putting this chip out so they can put the motherboard out because the next series of chip is going to be the actual upgrade. So they're still lagging behind.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
Mike,
rebrand, make money.
Mike?
Capitalism, people.
Capitalism. Michael?
What's that?
What you got?
No,
you didn't think you got.
No,
tell her what.
I did kind of want to wait till you got to the tech thing because I was really curious about what y'all thought about iPhone being extremely lazy, putting what is it, the A13 brain that's in the iPhone 11 back into the iPhone 8, and then acting like it's a new phone.
Yep, it's a
Is that what
marketing
you're
ploy,
talking about,
and
Ethan? About
it's
the
a marketing
rebrand?
ploy, and they are
Yeah,
making
that's what
money.
the SC model.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
SC
the new
model that we talked about was
my daughter came up to me and was like, "Oh, iPhone! They have a new iPhone." I looked at it and I was like, "This just shows how lazy Apple is now."
Yep.
Yeah.
They took, hey, let's go back to the iPhone 8 and put the button back, but let's take the brain from our iPhone that we have out already and put it in there. Look, it's a new phone.
Yeah.
Give me money.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
maybe
like,
they're trying to get all the best things and put them all together.
well, and it's like,
I like
like there's a group of people. There's like I guess a niche for that, because there's some people that were absolutely pissed off when they got rid of the home button.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I saw several people ranting about no home button, and I'm like, this is great. I don't want one, but there's a group of people that want that damn button.
It did take some getting used to.
Yeah, they
take some getting
buy
used to.
this phone because it has a home button. It's lazy, but it is smart marketed by Apple. I mean, it is lazy. I admit 100%.
Yeah. The thing about that is that Apple, everybody was saying they wanted a cheaper iPhone instead of getting a used phone or waiting for the other. Everybody was like, what about that SE model you came out a long time ago? People kept bugging them, and Apple, instead of being creative and creating a whole brand new phone for the mid-tier, small $200, $400 phone, they was just like, well, we just gonna piece together a phone and sell it for $400 to compete against the Motorola's, the small LGs, the OnePluses, even though their phones are completely brand new. And they were like, well, we're Apple. We don't have to try hard. We can just put a stupid phone together and people will buy it because we're Apple and it's cheap. So who's going to say no to that? And I have to say,
well, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to go
working.
Apple. I mean, I go Apple just because I have everything Apple.
Yeah.
So it's easy to go from that. But like my brother and all them, they're all hardcore Android, and I hate to admit a lot of it, but Android's got a lot of cool stuff, man. It's very versatile. You can do everything with Android, but it's just whatever platform you're used to.
No, Tyler, your Android just got cool like 3 days ago. Stop it.
All I gotta say is
no matter how
you look at it, Android, Apple, just like what you said, whichever one you're used to is the one you usually go with.
Yeah.
The biggest bullshit market we have in like tech world is the phone market.
Yep.
Your phone costs like $30 to make, no matter what brand you buy.
Don't tell me that.
And there's a new one that comes out every year.
I can replace this with a computer for the same amount of money.
Exactly. Oh, I got Goku Black, by the way, since I don't have a shirt on. Goku Black, Goku Day.
Goku Day.
Oh,
well,
nice.
no, we can still spotlight the shirts you do have on.
Well, it's.
I think you just doing that just to piss your wife off.
Oh,
yes.
No, because
my wife absolutely hates Rick and Morty, and I don't care.
But that's also the last show or the show before I talked about the Rick and Morty show, which is out, by the way, and the first episode is hilarious. If you haven't, so that's when I saw the shirt, I was like, oh yeah, Rick and Morty.
Well, speaking of this, I think we do need to bring this up though as a conversation about what happened to you today, because I think this bullshit. Because
my shirt.
Like tell them the situation. What happened?
Because I did. Because my wife hates. She hates.
Wait, time out. Just like we have to make sure that the day stare isn't coming at me. You got to make sure that your wife isn't like coming into the street.
All of a sudden you see that background.
Watch the episode.
You see like the dark cloud looming, and you just know, it was nice knowing y'all.
Like next thing you know, you're gonna see this.
Yep.
Come up behind.
No, but she
that's pretty cool about it.
She absolutely hates Rick and Morty. She thinks it's stupid. And one of my daughters is like, oh, it's such a stupid shirt. And it became a thing because I put on a t-shirt because I needed to run an errand. And she's like,
because he was going out of the house.
And I was like,
because he was going to leave the house,
Yeah.
with a Rick and Morty shirt, it was a big deal. Like,
Yeah. And I was like,
he hates the shirt.
I was like, but I like Rick and Morty. That's why I have it.
Like, there's nothing wrong with making
and
Rick
to
and
be
Morty.
fair, the T-shirt was like $5 at like I think I got this at GameStop or Walmart or one of them. I don't know. It was like $5, and Rick and Morty's awesome. So I was like, hey, I need a T-shirt. Rick and Morty, give me that. So I got it. I
It's
also
like,
took a Superman shirt and
Of course, I'm awesome. Everyone knows I'm awesome. Rick, what? Rick, leave those guys alone. Let them do their show.
Exactly.
Shut up, Morty. Shut up, Morty. They need me on the show. That's why they need me here. No. Rick, just get out of here.
And he's got to be like half drunk when he does that because
he does.
He said, but
stutter like that,
he
and you have to, man. Because I don't think I can just do it.
He admitted to it. He to do it. Rick's part. He was drunk. He drinks all the time to do it.
Who did it say? Who is it? Is it Seth Rogen that does?
No, it's
What is his name? God dang it.
Dan Harmon or the other guy. I don't forgot his name. I know Dan Harmon's a part of it, but I don't think that's the guy that was it.
Either way, you got to be to pull that.
The point I was trying to make is, you're a grown ass man. You can wear what you want.
Well, I said that. You heard me say that. Of course, Tyler had to put his patent of yeah on it. I was like, you know what, grown ass man, you decided to go with me to the store. I'm going in my Rick and Morty. He's like, yeah. Over the phone, of course, because he's not here, so he can be like, yeah. You tell him, yeah.
I'm in the background, just like, you tell him, Ray, yeah.
Tell him. Rick and Morty all day, yeah. I'm like, shut up.
It is.
Like pumping me up over here. I'm like, hey man, shut up or get me in trouble.
It's
speaking of things that are pumped up.
It's who?
Justin
Rowland.
Ah, okay.
There it is. Yeah. But speaking of things that are pumped up, like, have y'all been paying attention to like some of the stuff that's getting ready to come out in the anime world or in the manga world? We just talked about comics, so I would like to know what's going on in that world. Mr. Snake guy. What do you think?
This is your wheelhouse.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say nothing today.
Oh, you don't want to talk.
That's all I'm
You don't want to talk.
It's all he's got.
No, I want to talk.
No.
But with that said, you know how we have a guy on here who loves Dragon Ball. So why do you feel like Vegito is better than Gogeta? I mean,
I just like Vegeta. And I like it when Vegeta's in charge.
I'm with you. I like.
I mean that's why I'm excited for the new DBS series.
Have you been keeping up with the series so far?
Right where Moro's fighting Goku right now.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's
so you read the manga as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for Vegeta to come to see if he actually like saves the day or if he gets owned. We'll find out.
And I hope he does, man.
It's gonna have a day. It's gonna be another like the Frieza movie. Yeah. But Goku kind of came in and did that one at the very end too. But Vegeta was kicking ass.
Yeah, and it's like I told me and Snake had to talk about this. I was like, because they are kind of building it up, with the whole Vegeta being going to Yard Rat and learning and doing all the stuff. And I told him, I said, that's cool, but they haven't said what Goku's doing, or at that point in time they hadn't. And I was like, you do know that he's probably gonna come back and be able to just like turn on Ultra Instinct, and then he'll just bring everything out of the water. And poor Vegeta again.
They told they.
But it's not perfected Ultra Instinct.
Yeah,
Police already said that.
They told him. They told what he was doing while Vegeta was Vegeta. I mean Goku. While Vegeta went to Yard Rat, Goku went and trained with what's his name?
Miris.
Miris, yeah. He's a guy. He's an angel, but
he's Whis' brother.
Yeah. So, and when Goku came back to fight Moro, he actually can turn on Ultra Instinct, but it's not perfected.
Yeah, because Miris even told him not to use that imperfected Ultra Instinct because it drains him too quickly.
Yeah.
And when he's fighting Moro, he even says like, "Sorry, Miris, it's not my style."
Yeah, and it worked for him a little bit, but he's not. Moro's still not showing his full strength yet. So,
I mean, I hope they do. I hope they let Vegeta like come in and just like wipe the floor with him and have his moment. because it's time.
I feel like he will.
I hope so. It's about it. It's been his time for a long time, and it's been right there on the cusp of it in several different situations, and then it's like, oh no, Goku to save the day.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of bummed out that Moro was just a wizard. Like, I really, really wanted him to be the god of destruction for the old Supreme Kai that was trapped in the sword.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're supposed to be pairs, the god of destruction with the Supreme Kai. But then we have the old Supreme Kai. Where's his god of destruction? I thought it was going to be Moro.
It's a good question.
Well, it's to answer that though is actually in the same planet, like you know, like with the Earth, you know, with all the other ones, like Moro, like he's never the. I believe his was Beerus. To answer that question, because
Beerus is the same god of destruction for Supreme Kai and old Supreme Kai.
Yeah, because I have to go back and look at the timeline again. But Beerus has been around for a long ass time.
That's true.
So I'd have to go back and look at the timeline to confirm it. But
a really long time. Because didn't they say? I mean. Doesn't put the context on, but didn't they say that he authorized the destruction of Planet Vegeta?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a long time.
But
Goku Vegeta.
The old Supreme Kai though is way older than that. So
true.
So I'd have to see. They have his reign in the Wikipedia and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll look it up and see how long he's been the god of destruction. And then you can compare that with when the old Kai was trapped into the thing. Didn't he got trapped in this sword by Deborah? Didn't know who was it that trapped him in that sword? Beerus.
Oh man, I don't know.
Beerus.
Was it Beerus?
Yeah, remember when Beerus first showed up? The old Kai saw Beerus and he's the one that trapped me in the sword.
Oh, he did say that. He did say that.
Yeah, you're right. I think so.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah.
I did it.
Problem solved.
But anyway, we've been on this for a long time. So,
yeah, it'll be a lot of good time for Snake to be editing this.
Well, what I'm thinking about doing, I'll figure it out. But unfortunately, we are going to have to go ahead and end it. Again, I want to have a special thanks to Micheal for you coming out and being with us.
Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love.
Thanks for letting me get nerdy with y'all, man. I really had a good time.
Thanks
a lot of fun.
Support. Thank you again for the first subscription that kicked it all off.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and
make sure you look for his links in our description.
Yeah.
Check out the links. He is awesome.
I'm going to put the links in the description where everybody can click on it. Hopefully it'll let me put the thumbnail. I'll put your thumbnail on.
Cool.
I know I really didn't say much while we were talking earlier, but I was in awe of your work. It's amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you letting me come on.
No problem.
I know we kind of just hung out and talked for a long time.
And that's good. Good. This is
what it's supposed to be.
The show.
Yeah,
we have
a lot of here. Go look in our sections. You'll see all the other stuff you didn't see here.
Yeah, we have a lot planned. We're gonna be doing this more often with other people, other guests. So if you want to be on the show, if you have something to talk about, put it in the comments, message us, and we'll see about getting you on. Remember, go to YouTube first of all. I want to make that and put the freaking subscribe button. We are almost up to 500 on Facebook, but we're only at 33 on YouTube.
Oh, hey, let's look at it right now.
Anyway, again, go and hit the like, subscribe, and make sure you turn the bell icon on.
5 more people follow the page on Facebook, and I'll be 500.
5 more.
5 more people.
Yeah.
It's steadily growing.
Yeah.
We will get there.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, y'all be safe.
All right.
All right,
Thank you,
You
Mike.
too, man.
All right.
Get nerdy with us.
Yeah.